everyone, Cream right here, and today we are here with Abdul Al-saedi. Did I say that correctly?
Kind of. It's all good.
Can you pronounce it properly for us?
Abdul Al-saedi.
Nice. He's currently playing soccer or football in Dubai. And how old are you?
I'm 17.
Well, very young, still very young. Pursuing, you definitely want to still continue to pursue your dreams of going pro. Abdul, can you just take us back in time and share how you got involved into the beautiful game first?
Yeah, for sure. So firstly, as every kid, I started playing on the streets, parks, and in school fields. And as my passion grew, I just started looking for academies, and I just joined the closest academy to me, which was the Barcelona Academy, the Dubai one. So I joined them at 12 years old. That was back in 2017. It started all well. It was kind of hard to adapt since, moving from playing on the streets to playing organized football is like a big step for anyone who just started. I had to learn how to, let's say, learn new tactics, learn how to actually do things such as passing instead of just dribbling and doing skills without any meaning. So I had to learn a lot of things. Took me some time, then I started, it all went well.
Nice. A lot of players that are growing up in the US or Canada don't really get to experience playing football on the streets a lot. But that's amazing that you had that experience, and then obviously transitioning into organized football, as you said, was a little bit different, playing with actual technique and understanding tactics. For sure. I could see the jersey right there. You played with a club in Belgium. Let's talk a little bit about, how you got to Belgium and why'd you go over there?
Okay, for sure. So firstly, I started using an app called LinkedIn, which is an app for networking. So as I was trying to put myself in the spotlight, I got to connect with someone who's called Abdullah bin Mus'ab. Shout out to him. He's from the royal family of Saudi, and he owns a couple of clubs such as Sheffield United and the team in France, and this team right here, Beerschot F.A. So, and he owns one in Dubai for sure. He owns it.
I think the company, yeah, I think the company is called United World that owns all those clubs or works with those clubs. Yeah.
Yes, it does. And they own a club here locally, which is called Hilal United. So I reached out to him, and he gave me the coach's email of Hilal United. That was summer 2021, so last summer, pre-season. So I got to talk to the coach, and I played in a showcase trial, and I did pretty well, and I was on the verge of signing, not with the first team, but with the reserves. But some complications happened with the UAEFA, which meant the team got cancelled, the reserves. So the coach said that instead of you playing in the reserves, you could play for any other academy, and I could arrange a trial in Belgium. So I just waited my chance, and after like 2-3 months, it was around December, I flew to Belgium and I trained there. I had 3 training sessions with the club.
That's amazing. I mean, salute to you, for having the confidence to reach out to one of the owners and creating an opportunity for yourself, and then actually pursuing it and going to Belgium. So salute to you. And how'd you find out about LinkedIn?
So I think I was browsing around YouTube or Google. So I was trying to find opportunities, as I was with the Barcelona Academy, as I said. But I was like one of the better players in the squad, so I had higher ambitions of playing with a better team. So I started searching for local clubs or even abroad, and I found LinkedIn.
Nice. That's really cool. I also have that Well, I put my book away, but I talk about LinkedIn in my book as well. Have you had a chance to read it or get a copy?
Yeah, I did buy one from Amazon, and I did read like a bit of it
A bit
since
of
I
it,
was busy with my senior year in school.
for
But
sure.
I did read from it.
Nice. We talk a little bit about, I talk a little bit about it, about LinkedIn in the book as well. It's a great networking platform, as you've seen the results from it, connecting with the owner. I've also reached out personally to the owner as well for opportunity.
Mhm.
And I was actually going to come
Did
to
you
Dubai.
go-
Pardon?
So you come to Dubai?
No, before when I was at Naples,
Uh,
United FC, and then
mhm.
I was gonna make plans to come to Dubai before coming back to Canada, but it just didn't make sense to do that, so I just came back to Canada.
uh, yeah,
But I was
I
gonna, sorry, what'd you say?
no, no, nothing. We could keep going.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, did you have to cover all your expenses for the Europe trip, or were those expenses covered for you?
No, unfortunately, I did have to pay for everything.
And then what
Yeah.
was, after you were training with the team in Belgium, what was the result? What came out of it?
Okay. So sadly, they said that I'm not physically as big as the other players, which meant I can't join their U18 side. But I'm still in contact with the coach who sent me there, and hopefully we will see how it goes. Maybe I could go back with another club or go back to their team.
Yeah, again, that's amazing. Um, can you talk a little bit about, the things that you learned, what experiences you had, what were the good things, what were things that you didn't like too much?
Okay, for sure. So firstly, we have to start off football. Of the other aspects, just traveling and seeing the other side of the world was very different to me, to open my eyes. Especially that, Belgium is kind of different than, let's say, France or England, whereas it's like a smaller country.
Mm,
So there's not much to do, but nevertheless, it was great. And on the football side, I would say it was a very, very big difference from playing here in Dubai, especially technically, but it was good. I would say the facilities, like the youth facility, they had three different fields to play on, which was, a thing that no club here has, except for a few.
nice. It's amazing. And then after Belgium, where'd you go after? Did you go back to Dubai or did you go to another country?
So after my trial with this club, Beerschot, I had another trial with a third division club called linktr.ee. I had one training session and I was invited to train with the U18 squad, but unfortunately my travel visa finished, so I had to come back.
Got it. And what was the process to get your visa? How did you get your visa?
So the good thing is that I had a dual citizenship. I had the Iraqi and the Dominican passport, which has helped me. So with my Dominican passport, I had free visa, so I could visit Belgium. But my staying there was like for like 8 days, 9 days, and sadly, it wasn't enough.
Understood. Yeah, I know, I've personally faced the visa. I hold a Canadian passport. So when I was in England, or when I was in France in 2019, I was only able to stay there for a max 3 months period. Let me share with you the France experience quickly. And the club said, we like you. It was a fourth division club called LeMay. They said they like me, they're interested, but they weren't willing to work on my behalf to get the visa. So I had to do everything on my own. And I was coming up closer to the 3 months time. So I actually had to come back to Canada, do the visa process, but it turned out to be way longer than expected than when I needed to be back in France for preseason to train with the team and for the coach to make a final decision whether they wanted to sign me to the club or not. And I ended up missing out on that opportunity. So I know that, and I'm pretty sure now you're aware of that the visa can hold you back and the passport that you hold can affect your career. And it's honestly, it sucks and it's crazy because it's not about you being on the field and how good you are, but it's something that's off the field holding you back from, you know, moving forward in your dreams, right? So I think last time we were on a call, we talked a little bit about the visa, and if there was any chance you were able to get a Dubai passport, or I'm not too sure what it's called exactly in Dubai, but I remember
United Arab Emirates.
United what?
Arab Emirates.
United Emirates passport, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, that would be very handy because you guys have a pro league and pro system in Dubai. That players are getting paid to do what they love. So I still don't even know if that's even possible. That's something I've asked you to look into. You remember?
Sad, sadly, it's not.
No.
There's people who have been living here before the independence of the country and they don't have the passport. So
Wow. It's hard.
yeah, that never happened. For
Wow.
me, even locally, I have tried out with a lot of pro clubs, historic clubs here, such as Al Nasr, Al Wasl, Al Wahda, which would be hard for you to pronounce, but
Yeah.
yeah, the like big clubs out here, but they can't pick me since I'm considered as a foreigner player.
Understood. And yeah, clubs that have foreign spots, sometimes they have a limited amount of foreign spots that they
Exactly.
can take. Understood.
Now for next season they reduced it as well. So yeah,
You got to be even that much better to gain that spot, to get that spot on the team, right?
exactly. Yeah, but we will do our best. Let's see how it goes.
100%. And then the other thing too is that there's opportunities in other countries like Canada and the US, that I'm really familiar with, and other
Mhm.
countries as well. And now, Abdul, did you just graduate from school? I remember seeing that post on Instagram.
Yes, I did graduate around last week.
Nice. Congratulations to you. That's a big stepping stone. What are the plans now moving forward?
So now my plan is to go to the Canadian University of Dubai, and from there I will try to play here locally, and maybe after finishing 2 years in the uni, I might try to go abroad.
Yeah. Can you just repeat the name of the school again?
Canadian University Dubai.
It's called Canadian University of Dubai.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Oh
a
wow.
uni. Yeah.
So do you know who owns the school? The owners? Are they Canadian and they made a school in Dubai, or why is it called?
honestly, honestly, I'm not too sure. It's not a high school. It's a university.
Right, yeah.
But my high school is called Al Mawakib.
Okay. Canadian University of Dubai. I'm gonna Google this later. So, and what are you gonna study when you go to school?
So the major that I wanted is called sports management, but sadly it got canceled. So my plans are either changing my major or changing my university. Most probably I will change my major.
And do you know what you want to change it to?
I'm trying to think. It's probably between business administration and international business.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great. And then playing wise, does the university have a team as well, or would you be playing outside of the university?
They do have a college team, but of course I would rather play with a pro club or academy.
Understood. And is that allowed? Are you able to do both
Both.
in Dubai? Yeah.
I'm not too sure, but I think you could do that since they're in two different league systems.
Yeah. 100%. You should definitely like ask and find out, look into it, right? Um,
Yeah, sure.
and then obviously like the main goal is to go pro.
Mhm.
And what are the plans around that?
So for this season, now it's off season, I'm training with a couple of training partners and friends, and I'm trying to find opportunities, creating my local network, trying to find open trials. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. And are you getting video content from games? Are you still playing games?
Uh, Not now since the season finished, but I do have one from last season that I do send to clubs.
Nice. Okay. And got it. Is there anything else that you wanted to, go over or that I missed or talk or share with us?
I think maybe we should highlight about youth football here in Dubai.
Yeah,
So we could,
100%.
yeah. So I think here the youth level is pretty good comparing to other Middle Eastern countries, and it's pretty much high regarded. But I would say it's not as good as Europe, but you could compare it to like medium-sized European leagues such as, let's say, Finland or Poland. So it's a pretty good standard, I would say. And the only negative here, it could be the clubs are not as, let's say, trying to develop talent. They try to get anything that is ready. So they would rather, let's say, there's a player with high potential, they would not try to develop that talent. They'd rather take just, let's say, any Brazilian player who's like 30 years old,
Mm,
which is not the best thing for the long term, obviously.
100%. So would you say that the Dubai soccer system needs to be more developed and start developing the youth more?
Yeah, for sure. You could compare it to the MLS, maybe. You know, spending big money on like players who are going to retire in 2, 3 years.
Got it. Yeah, understood. But the reason why the ML, do you know the reason why MLS does that though?
It has to be marketing, yeah.
100%. They just like an LA club in MLS just signed Gareth Bale, but it's to bring that all of Gareth Bale's followers and eyeballs that are on him to the club. So as you said, it's marketing. It's a great marketing tactic. I think
Of
it's
course.
genius.
But I think it should be more balanced instead of just buying 5 superstars and leaving all the youth players. Maybe
Under-
they should make it more balanced.
Understood. Have you heard of Dubai City FC?
Yes, I did train with them and I played against them.
Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on their academy?
It's one of the more like developed academies. It's a very good one. It's a private academy though, so you have to pay for it.
Hmm.
But it's a very good one. They do take a lot of foreigners, and their team. They last season they played their first team played in the first division of Dubai of the UAE,
Which is
which is
Division Two.
yeah
Yeah.
second tier. So that's a good achievement for the club. But I think they finished last, so I'm not sure if they got relegated or not.
Understood. And clubs that are playing in Division Two are paying their players, correct?
Yeah. Even down in the fourth tier, we have 4 tiers in Dubai, in the UAE.
So third and fourth division clubs are paying their players as well?
We have the Pro League, first division, second division, and third division. All of them pay, but not to all players, but to some of them.
Understood. Understood. But in
And of
okay,
course, there's difference in salaries. You know, in the Pro League, you get a lot of money. Down in the third division, you might get like, let's say, $500 to $1,000.
understood. Yeah. But and then Division Two in Dubai, um, the clubs, are all the players getting paid? Because I know you were saying in the lower division, some players are getting paid and the salaries may range. But in second division, because that's right underneath tier one, in tier two, are all the players getting paid?
No, not all of them.
Or really in tier two?
No,
Wow.
only in the second tier, not in the second division. Second division is third tier.
But what about first tier? Is first tier all players getting paid?
Yeah. Mostly.
Okay, which is right underneath like the top.
Pro League, yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, makes sense.
The first division is so professional, like
Yeah.
comparing to the second and third.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen it a little bit online. I looked into it, and it'd be cool. Would you say there's an opportunity to start up like a development academy in Dubai? Do you think there's a lot more players? Because for example, like there's Dubai City FC, which they have a lot of youth players in development. You said it's private training, but do you think, for example, with like our company, onesoccernation, we would be able to come to Dubai and start up an academy there? Do you think there's an opportunity to help develop the youth there, or do you think it's too saturated in Dubai City? There's too many clubs.
If you have the funding, of course you could, but maybe you could even start in other cities such as Abu Dhabi, even though their league systems are kind of different when you're talking about the youth. because the private academies, all of them play on the city level. It's not national level. But if you're talking about local clubs, starting a local club is different than starting an academy.
So yeah, so wait, so Dubai City FC is local, right?
Only the first team is local, but their academies play in the private league, you could say,
Yeah,
with all the other private academies.
got it. Yeah, I'm just asking because when people hear Dubai, it's like really attractive, right?
Yeah, it's an attractive destination.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Was there anything else you wanted to highlight? We should highlight.
Maybe it could be your turn. You could ask anything you want.
I mean, yeah, you could ask me anything.
No,
Oh,
no, you could
oh, I
ask.
can. Oh, sorry.
I have nothing to say from my side.
For sure. What else? And are you looking for like a soccer mentor or any like doing any consulting to help get you like to help create more opportunities? Are you looking for something like that?
I mean, I never thought about it, but it could be a good idea.
Yeah. And I guess the last question, well, actually not the last question. Well, last question before we lead more into the fun ones. Are you working with an agency right now?
I did last season. I had a 2-week exclusive contract with an agency. They tried to find me opportunities in Switzerland and in the MLS, but nothing worked. So now I don't.
Understood. Okay, got it. All right, let's jump into the fun questions. So, Abdul, what's your most memorable soccer moment in your life?
Uh, so I think there would be two main ones. Firstly, going abroad and training with all these European clubs, or it could be winning my first trophy with my old academy.
Hmm. Which one would you choose if you had to choose one?
It has to be the European adventure.
Yeah, for sure. I can
Yeah.
imagine. Okay, we're gonna dive into the last 10 fun questions. You got to answer them fast.
Okay.
Okay. So, who's your favorite team?
Has to be Barcelona.
Favorite player?
Neymar.
Favorite cleats?
League?
Cleats.
Nike Phantoms.
Favorite food?
Food. Shit. It has to be either like local Arab food or burger.
What's your favorite artist musically?
It has to be from hip hop. Currently, I would go with maybe Dave. He's from the UK.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everyone is going crazy for him. Messi or Ronaldo?
I mean, talent-wise, it has to be Messi. Athletically, Ronaldo. I can't choose.
You got to choose one.
We will go with Messi.
Who's the first team you would pick in FIFA?
If it has to be PSG,
2 goals in the game or 1 goal and 1 assist?
2 goals.
Would you rather score a free kick or a PK last minute goal to win your team the game? Which one?
Free kick.
Free kick.
Free kick.
And the last one, if you're a coach and you were able to sub in any player in history to win you the game, who would it be?
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho, yeah. Everyone's been saying that. Abdul, before we go, I just want to thank you for taking the time for joining us on the One Soccer Nation podcast today.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for the interview.
Sure.